All right, and we are back on board, ready to leave Dauphin Island, headed for Tuscaloosa. Have my FSE passengers on board. I happen to own the FBO at Dauphin Island in the FSE world, so I went ahead and refueled. It's free to me, so we're about ready to go here. Going north, we'll have to pay more attention to the rivers and the landmarks because you can't just fly to the ocean and then look around. We've got to find Tuscaloosa. So we'll see how that goes as we head north. Got to be really diligent on my times right now. Flaps ready for takeoff. Everything's happy on the engine gauges. Yeah, we're ready to go. Takeoff briefing for the passengers. Hold on. Okay, have to make sure things are like they're supposed to be. This runway tends to get short surprisingly fast. So I'm going to hold the brakes on as we go to takeoff thrust. Let it wind up a little bit. And we'll rotate about 85. 50, 60, 70, 80. Gear up. Nose wants to dip more than usual. Flaps up. Throttle back a little bit. Back to at least 29 or 30, less than 30 gallons per hour total. I think we'll go up to 3,500 headed in this direction. A little bit higher, can see maybe a little bit further. $16.29. Wheels up. Make sure everything's flying configuration. I'm not going to pay much attention to the heading other than to make sure that I'm staying on, northbound, because I'm gonna try my best to follow the waterway, the the Warrior Tombigbee waterway. Follow it to Demopolis, and then it splits. I need to take the eastern side of it, which is Tombigbee goes to the west and the Warrior goes to the east. I'll stay with the Warrior because it goes straight to Tuscaloosa. Just always have to pay real close attention in the Demopolis area because it's It's confusing. Stable at 3,500 feet, 24 inches manifold pressure, 2,300 RPM, 28 gallons per hour. Everything seems happy. Gears up, flaps are up. Just going over things on my cruise checklist. Back over downtown Mobile again. A little bit of trivia for you while we're just cruising along. They are bringing the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise, the decommissioned carrier, CVN 65, formerly. They're going to bring it here to Mobile for its dismantling. The company here already contracted for the SS United States. There's been some discussion on the FSC boards about that one. But that same company is going to dismantle the very first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, the Enterprise, right here in Mobile. All this mishmash of rivers up here in the Five Rivers Delta, they eventually narrow down to one or two, and then you can start to make sense of it. Several industrial sites up this way that I'm fairly familiar with. Helps me keep my bearings until the rivers straighten out. They never straighten out. They meander back and forth the whole way, but by straighten out, I just mean it narrows down to one or two rivers instead of 18 like it is right now. Just kind of stay over to the left side of it. Easiest to see where I need to go. That horseshoe right there is a pretty familiar landmark, so I'm confident we're going in the right direction. The horseshoe goes right out to a industrial area that I've seen several times. And over to the right, is the Alabama River, headed off toward Montgomery. And now we're starting to easily see the Tombigbee Warrior Waterway. Headed to Demopolis, and we'll take the right turn toward Tuscaloosa. Runway right under us. Once again, that's Jackson. We're good to go. Instead of trying to go direct overland, though, we're going to stay with the river this time. We should see Butler in the not too distant future. Might even slow down and see if I can see the Choctaw Reserve and the Womack Hill facility that I go to from time to time for work. This bearing's not great for looking over the nose. Not much to see as we zoom up through here. It's beautiful country on the ground. Hairpin turn. If you look over that way, it just goes there and it comes right back. It's a good bit of commerce goes up and down these waterways. People are surprised it takes the barges 2 or 3 days to get from Mobile to Tuscaloosa, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's twice as far by river as if you just do line of sight by air. I have the mile markers written down so I could tell you the distance exactly. I just don't have it handy. Yep, that's about right. Yep, there it is. That highway just behind the wing, you can see a runway there just for a little bit. And then the town of Butler is past that. Thought you could see it from the river. So time hack for Butler at 17:07. If you happen to look on a map, that's 09er Alpha. It's the airport code for that. And the next landmark is the mishmash of rivers around Demopolis. If I was really smart, I'd take a screenshot and mark it to myself so I don't have to pay so much attention every time. That's the town of Demopolis. The runway is right there. That's the little airport that serves the city of Demopolis. I've said on videos before, there's a Coast Guard cutter based here. It's a lock and dam area, and obviously where the two waterways converge. And then coming out of Demopolis, there's a temptation to follow a short dead end area. And I always second guess myself if I'm following the right thing out of town. And I never really get my confidence back till I start to see the little town of Utah. E-U-T-A-W, not the state. Another good landmark that I can use if I need to is the interstate highway of I-2059. It's right up here. There's water everywhere. I think we found the right river now. Yeah. Yep, all this is starting to look very familiar. We're right. We're right. Should be able to see Utah over there. Yep, there's the runway. Yeah, okay, I saw a blinky light. There's the runway for Utah Airport. And the interstate corridor for I-59 and the river and Highway 11, and yeah, we're definitely inbound to Tuscaloosa now. I think I'll go straight into runway 4 today. If I can get everything lined out. Slow down. Get down to pattern altitude, which is 1,200 feet here, because yeah, that'll work. A lot of times on music with my band, I write SDD over the music. That tells me to slow down, dummy. Need to do the same thing for landing right now. Yeah, there's the runway. Clear as day now. Go ahead and get the first notch of flaps in. Gear down. And that, here we are on final for runway 4 at Tuscaloosa. Speed's down in the white arc, so we can go ahead and drop our landing flaps. There's the Malasham toll bridge. That's the Hunt refinery right there. Several support facilities for local Mercedes manufacturing. Get us some extra speed. This is the 6,500-foot runway at Tuscaloosa, so I can approach at 90, 95, 100 knots if I want to. Don't tell me that.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I'm landing. I gotta sink.
Don't sink.
Gears down.
Don't sink.
Flaps are full.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
500.
Gear down. Flaps full. Too slow. We'll fix that. All right, here we go. And my air off to the right. formerly Bama Air. Nowadays it's really called Hawthorne Aviation, but I still refer to it as Bama Air, even though it's been 20 years. We'll clear the runway here. And my normal parking hangars over at the far end of runway 1230, but I own the Bama Air FBO and FSE, so I'm just going to park over here today. Not much going on. I had real traffic on today, but I didn't see a single airplane other than us. There's usually a rampy out here waving flashlights, but I've been here enough. We'll figure it out. Did I have a valid FSE flight? Let's find out. Flaps up. Lights off. Parking brakes on. Mixture all the way out. FSE flight plan successfully closed. Got 87 gallons left out of 119. Can live with that. And I'm about to cut the power off to the plane. If I could get the mouse pointer in the right place. And there we go. Thanks for flying with us.